Hello, investors, and welcome back to Just Randy Stocks. We finally have the update from Astra. I was going to go ahead and put him on a milk carton for you guys because I know everybody was like, where is the update? Can we just hear something that says that you're not going to update anything? But I just think this sets the tone moving forward that the business is going to focus on business operations. And yeah, hey, strike against Chris for saying that there would be something the next week, and then there was 3 weeks that followed pretty much, and we didn't hear anything. So I would just say I think he probably learned, and you've seen a number of tweets come out, and we'll cover all that during this video. But the first thing that I wanted to say was there is nothing wrong with this stock still, and let me explain the price action that I see here. So down this morning, it went to 744. It looked like after the news release that it lost some support, but all it did was revisit this RSI line and gain support. So previously, you could see I drew this green line in here, green standing for buy line. This is a low line that just revisits this last area where it dipped down to 730. Let's see, this dipped down, the candlesticks go all the way down to about 738. And this was on the 5th of October, and it was just revisiting a low, and then it didn't want to stay down there at all. So it didn't stay down there at all for very long, and now we're starting to meet what I believe could be some resistance. So I drew in this this red line here for previous areas where it's found resistance in the past. Now we have news, and people could be digesting this news. Maybe a lot of people weren't aware that there was finally an announcement, so it's going to take some people some time to read this, but I do want to remind you that there is that Bank of America analyst rating out there for $9. So I would say anything below $8 at this point is going to be a buy. If you're really trying to get in low, of course you want to stay under 750. So does it revisit that? We still have some time. They told us what the launch window is now, so let's take a look at that. Now, of course, here is the article where Bank of America applied some additional pressure on the stock price, but this is all short term. If you're a long-term holder for Astra, you know it's going to bust through $9, no issue. You've got several people who are going to be an analyst, and not everyone may agree with all analyst ratings. So the first thing that I want to do is let's take a look at the tweets, because this is just going to be a short summary. I don't want to miss anything. So they are talking about learning is a core value of their culture, and this was pretty much put out on their press release too, is they're constantly talking about learning. So the biggest thing with learning is you don't want to repeat the same mistake twice. So are you putting this into a process? Are you making the modifications? And we'll take a look at that. I think it's check, 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 yes, yes, yes on all of those. Now the launch window, there's 2 launch windows that they announced, so let's go ahead and get straight into that. So I don't think there's anything else that I missed down here, but I do want to say one thing. I want to say that it's really unfortunate that they were excited and they announced, women in space, and they were talking about this theme and trying to celebrate it. And I think people were struggling, and I'm glad to see that they put something back out here to talk about that theme again. So I would say if you're an Astra fan, go in here, show some love, show some support for our women in space. I think that's really important, because we probably just got a little greedy and overshadowed by, just wanting Chris to stick with what he said he was going to do. Now, I'll always do my best to not read articles to every one of you, because I know y'all are smart enough to read these on your own. But if you're looking for a quick synopsis of what happened, what was released, here are my thoughts. This is the second mission. So this is try number 2. It's launch vehicle 0007. The last one was 6. So this is in the production serial order number 7. This is a test payload. This is a try again. There's 2 segments to this launch window. October 27th, so that's going to be a Wednesday, I believe, in about 2 weeks, through October 31st, and then they've got another one from November 5th to November 12th. So it looks like, as they were saying, everything is still on schedule. This is still supposed to happen in October, just as Chris said. Same location as last time. Of course, check out the weather. Don't freak out if this doesn't happen exactly on October 27th. And then it tells us exactly what happened. there was a leak in the propellant supply system, and that leak mixed and ignited, and it caused some issues. So what am I looking for? I'm looking for the three things that they put down here. The reposition. Okay, reposition isn't a complete fix, but they did a reconfiguration. They reposition. Then here we see a modification was made. So the supply mechanism was modified. So there was a change. We just didn't move something around. There was a change made. Now here's the last and most important piece, in my opinion. Verification procedures have been improved for design and operational processes. So the checks that need to happen, the design, everything's been updated. There was also an investigation by the FAA, and another reason why this was potentially delayed. So I think Chris wanted to do a few things here. He wanted to make sure that he had a launch window verified. There was probably something happening with their investigation and collaboration with the FAA. They needed to finish that portion. I believe they probably knew all of this several weeks ago. They probably knew this with all the data that they had, very quickly. I don't think that there was any delay, purposeful delay to this, besides maybe something that had to happen with the FAA. So they were just probably trying to follow the rules. Now, there's this other publication that goes into a little bit more detail, but all it says is that they were impressed, and they've said this before, with the navigation controls, or the guidance, navigation, and control GNC was working really well. And it just goes over the additional details. You could pause the screen, read this yourself, but I know you guys have probably already read it. So they just wanted to reiterate that learning is one of their core values. I don't see anything that throws a red flag up here for me. They're fixing their problems. This isn't something that happened previously. They made a lot of changes. Propellants ignited. There was overpressure. It severed the connections. They've changed this stuff. So as always, thanks for watching. Be sure to give the video a big thumbs up. Helps me out a lot. And I'll see you in the next video.